We are going to do wonders. I want you all to understand that we are in a very big battle. Battle for freedom is not for lily-livered people. It's not for kids. Battle for freedom, they throw bombs, rockets for people to get freedom. So freedom is not meant for people that are too emotional. It's not meant for people that somebody will talk this and talk that and they begin to shiver. No. I am born for Biafra to come. And I'm going to help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get Biafra. Believe me. Go and mark today's date. I want to assure Biafrans, so long as you continue to stand on your freedom, I will be there for you. So long as you continue to maintain that you have a right to live, I, Simon Ekpa, will be there. Any day, anytime. A lot is going on in our land, and of course, we have to defend ourselves any day, anytime. Nigeria terrorist government have come with a lot of propaganda. When you demonstrate that you are ready to fight for your freedom, they profile you. They call you criminals, they call you terrorists, they call you all manner of names. The reason for that is to demoralize you. And we must not fall for that. My fellow Biafrans, I call on you this evening, do not allow the names they call you today to demoralize you. We're remembering what Nigeria did to over 3 million Biafra children through starvation. Yet, the world, as at then, wanted us to move on. 50 years later, after recounting the numbers of Biafrans that died or should have been avoided, we are all here today for not just a revenge, but to finish what our fathers started. And of course, the most important of it all is to destroy Nigeria, the evil Nigeria entity, to destroy it. Nigeria is a terrorist state, and after destroying it, we will liberate our people through a process that has begun. The liberation of Biafra from Nigeria will restore peace, stability in our region. It will also end the upsurge of terrorists and piracy in the Gulf of Coast of Guinea, and of course beyond. The liberation of Biafra from Nigeria will restore peace and stability. Do not let the corrupt and criminal politicians to deceive you into believing supporting your own freedom is a crime, irrespective of our approach to restoring Biafra. I want to remind all of us, in 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe, both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland. Each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic and development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on and on and on. And when they want to tell you about Africa, They use Sudan to give you example. Biafra can never be Sudan. Biafrans are scattered all over the world, developing their countries of residence, making impact in governance and policy making. Sudan was never like that. Apart from that, we have a history. Democracy started from Biafra, and Nigeria continued to suppress us, enslave us, subjugate us into what we are today, destroying our sensibility and our sense of reasoning. Nigeria continued to enslave our people, enslave our future, and our progress. Today, in the same Nigeria, when the Biafra people try to rise through their business enterprises, Nigeria's system will destroy it. They destroy it in Lagos, they destroy it in Kano, they destroy it in Kaduna, they destroy it in different parts of Nigeria. And in a system like that, you will all be diminishing until they wipe us in the surface of the earth. The only way to preserve our culture, value system, and save our life from extinction is a complete separate state. Exit from Nigeria, which the process has begun. My fellow Biafrans, today we have given a very serious warning to those threatening Biafrans about the Nigeria protest. We have absolutely nothing to do with the Nigeria protest. We are Biafrans, we don't validate Nigeria. But if any Biafran is victimized for Nigeria protesting, we have assured them we will weaponize every person who cares to carry arms for self-defense. The weaponization of these protesters, any Biafran has been killed, will start from Lagos and Abuja. We will weaponize every protesters that cares to carry arms for self-defense. I rest my case. This is a warning to those threatening Biafrans as Nigeria are planning to protest. We have nothing to do with it. But once a Biafran is killed in the name of Nigeria protesting and tagging P2B into this protest, we will do wonders.
Thank you, Ututoma Muchineke, Ututoma, lovers of freedom, fellow Biafrans, and friends of Biafra. Good morning, Ututoma. My name is Raphael Chiamaka Ajere. By the grace of Chukwokika Biama Primi Henile, I'm acting in the office of the Minister of Information, Biafra Republic Government in Exile. I greet you all, lovers of freedom, on this 22nd day of August. And I am very sorry, our eloquent Esquire, wonderful man indeed, Mazi Aloy Ejimako. It's been 4 days I have not visited your page to even remember that it was your birthday on the 18th of August. I, on behalf of other Biafrans that have probably out of some of the events that have overtaken this awesome time to appreciate you, I want to tell you a happy belated birthday. Thank you for all you do, all you've done for Biafra and for Biafrans. And you know, this man, there's a writer here that said, Chidi Anu Duchuku said he came to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Sparta, he spotted the infamous extraordinary rendition, and he conquered the agents thereof. He's no other person than my one and only barrister lawyer Jima called the Eze Oyibo one of Uruala, Mbiago, and the Indefactible at the Black Eagle. I just want to appreciate you, sir. Thank you for all you've done so far. Chineke gozirenge ndewo. And right there on his page, you know, normally sometimes when the heat, you know, is too much and we want to make sure that Biafrans are still on the page where we are, you know, we go to this particular, you know, handle to get updates about our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I tried to get update. I saw this post from Aloy Ejimako made by this very wonderful actor, a Nigerian actor. He's a Biafran by origin. I don't know if he admits that, if though some of them don't openly admit, but it is good that he's speaking up eventually. Hold on a minute, let me remove this. So he's speaking up, and we need to appreciate this actor, this Nigerian Nollywood actor, and you all know him. They call him is it Omo? popular Nollywood actor Ime Bishop Omo, aka we call him the Okon of Lagos. He has called on the federal government to release the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. And for making this bold, I appreciate you. And it should be something that everybody, I've said this before, every conscientious human being in that location 9, in that zoological republic of animal kingdom, should already begin to make Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's matter and Biafra matter a priority, honestly. Because as me and you are now in the whole world, Nigeria is already acknowledged as a terrorist country. Do you object to that? Nigeria is already acknowledged as what? A terrorist country. The two major political parties that make up that zoo, major part of those that claim to be Nigerians, they are either they are PDP or they are APC. And almost all of them are what? APC. I have cited my beloved brother, Mazi, Mr. Joe. Thank you so much for this, your love and support. I appreciate you. Thank you. I give my love to you. Ndewo, ndewo. Now, if you do not already know that Nigeria is gone, wait for it. It will happen. But right now, I want you to know that the man that woke us up, and identified our prime minister, and together they vowed to make Biafra land a construction site. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, together with Mazi Simon Ekpa, have vowed that Biafra land will be what? A construction site. With the resources we have, human resources and what have you, given a short period of time, Biafra land will be a modern city, a modern country. And that's the reason why all these people that are holding our leaders, those that are responsible for holding Biafra back, I want you to know you are not just holding those two individuals. Now, what they represent is what you are holding back. And that is callous in nature. That is wicked and evil. And I don't know why you refer to yourself as a free world leaders. Donald J. Trump. Let me see if I will quickly lay hands on that video. I listened to Donald J. Trump appreciating Emmanuel Macron. Emmanuel Macron is like a vampire in Africa, sucking Africa dry. And now these leaders of the world do not want to know that what they are doing is actually they are wounding themselves. Because if Biafra is not free, if Biafra is not free, because Biafra is going to be the free world that will even protect and represent your interests. I know it doesn't matter to you all. And that's why at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, you will be forced to remove your hands from Biafra. Because the God backing us up will release his onslaught on you all. Thank you, Mayor of Lagos, Okon of Lagos. Thank you. If anyone does not appreciate you, I do. And if anyone does not want to join you on this track that you actually took, on this bold step you took, just know that you will always be remembered. Ndewo. All right, let me show you what I saw and I got so pissed. Yes, I got pissed because some of us are thinking that these people are special. I don't know. Anyway, we'll continue to speak up. Now, listen to what the leader of the free world said. It is a normal thing, but for me, except he doesn't know that, except they are all birds of same
Everyone
feather.
knows President Macron of France, who's been with me from the beginning, one of the first people I met as a foreign dignitary, and I liked him from day one. And I like him even more now. That's pretty good. That's unusual. That's a pretty unusual thing.
I liked him from day one. I like him even more now. Yes, they will like him. He will like him even more now because Emmanuel Macron is doing everything possible to keep Africa in cage. And therefore, the leader of the free world will like him, and even like him even more now. Going with what he's doing and insisting to make sure Ibrahim Traore is stopped or is removed, unalived from Burkina Faso. The leader of the free world would love Emmanuel Macron and would love him even more. There are some videos I shared on my X handle this morning, and I would love to play some of them this morning. Let's see. Let me see if I can get some of them to play so that you understand that this is not, it's not going to be a walk through the park, but we must begin, because the only freedom, the only thing that will set us free is that we are free from these colonial dogs or these vampires. That's the only thing that will set us free. And that's why Mazin Namdekano, knowing fully well all these things, he told us that Biafra will be
beaten.
Biafra is going to be, the pathway for every other African nation to, to receive that light of freedom. Let's listen to Lumumba.
Says the right things and does the wrong things 9 out of 10 times. And what are the critical areas in which we are weak? We are weak politically.
Okay.
Because nobody listens to us. We are not trading with one another. Intra-African trade is not anything beyond 15%, the lowest anywhere in the world. If you look at all our sectors and look at them, look at our agriculture, almost all African countries are net food importers. There is not a single African country that is in meaningful technology. Not a single African country produces a mobile phone.
Okay.
Yet the single most important ingredient in mobile telephony is to be found in the democracy.
In Congo. Yeah. And then I want to show you some more. And a young African dared to take a bold step. And then that boy, Macron, is doing everything to stop him. And Donald J. Trump is loving him. He's loving him even more. But I love the bold step that this young man is taking. I love the bold step he's taking. And now, do you know where he has gotten to now? He said, Ibrahim Traore now wants to remove French as an official language in Burkina Faso and replace it with Kiswahili to promote African culture. What do you think about that? I think he should go ahead and damn every consequences and reject these neo-colonies or these colonists that will not allow you to be free. That's the reason why they will support anything that will keep Mazin Nnamdi Kanu under lock. But I want to tell you that no matter what they do, Biafra freedom must happen. These two people are also two wonderful men. I know that their life may be under threat or whatever. Do you know that Patrice Lumumba is the one that actually won Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's case, helped to make sure Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's case is won in Kenya. As much as and as popular as this man is, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's case that was won in Kenya, what has been made out of it? Up to now, we are still waiting. Nigeria is still behaving as if nothing happened in Kenya, or as if they never committed a crime in Kenya. And the world is silent. But when the God of vengeance arises on behalf of Biafra, you will all feel the impact. It's not a threat, it's a promise. When the God of vengeance arises on behalf of Biafra, it's not about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, because Biafra is a nation whose time has come. Now, some of you will say it's an idea whose time has come. But I say it's a nation whose time has come, because we have been from time immemorial. Let's listen again to what these two had to say in a press conference or an interview. Let's listen to Patrice Lumumba and these other
I've
fine
asked the
gentlemen.
question which has not been answered to date. That how can 10 to 15 white men sit on a table and make an agreement which 54 presidents and leaders cannot undo? What is it that such a small group of united Europeans can take a ruler and cut your continent to pieces? Here we are 63 years later talking about the Africa Union and Kwame Nkrumah's vision, Kambarage's vision, Kenneth Kaunda's have come and gone, Banda's have come and gone, Mugabe's have come and gone. And what makes it so sad is that during the liberation struggle, Tanzania becomes a home base for all of them. ANC, SWAPO, ZANU-PF, Frelimo, all of them. They were in the same camp. They all were agreeing as comrades, let's go back and liberate our countries. But immediately all of them go back to their countries. They've become enemies of each other. So are we only friends at war and we're enemies at peace? And if we can fail, therefore, as African governments in this deja vu of what we lost, over and above the culture that Chinua Achebe can echo, now we're talking about the loss of even the unity.
Do you understand what this man is saying? In Tanzania, they would meet and then they will agree. All the leaders, they come together and meet. And they say, we will go back to our countries and free our nations. Just like what is happening right now in this Biafra movement. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu brought everybody together. I need 100 men. Everybody was shouting, Onyendu, Onyendu, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. They heard him. And then it's not up to 8 days that they heard him. You will discover that, does it mean that we were not united before? Why all of a sudden there is this division, very strong one in the midst of us? Our Prime Minister again, Briggy, Airborne, Masamon Ekpa, Odogu, Abatobie, yeah. And they heard him. All of a sudden, Ngozi, Ogenkere, you begin to ask yourself, what is going on? Because they have identified that you people are mixed up with a lot of greed, a lot of selfish interest. You are not united in purpose. And that is why having such a massive, a mammoth crowd may not give us this victory. We need not just a handful of people that are determined. That is why your attention must be moved away from where the multitude or the crowds are. I'll be moved to where a handful are, a few numbers. Like Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was yelling and shouting and hungry and desirous that he would have 100 people that are determined out of the 80 million that were all yelling and shouting, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior, 80 million. But just at the little instigation of money or anything that will use to attract you, I better forget that Biafra said, make my family chop. I beg, don't carry it for your head, though. You will lose your family, something bad. You say, okay, you collect money and you sell. Then he saw it and said, if it were not for God who has called me to do this thing, I will not even talk to any one of you anymore. But I need 100 men. And when he found one, that one was so committed and determined, a true disciple. He told him, if you are looking for 100 men, me, I am 50. And then by the grace of Chuko Kabiama, some of us from different corners are rising. Not multitude. We just need this determined few that will be so committed and make sure that there is nothing that will influence you to lose your purpose in life, the reason you live. Because if you don't have your freedom, you will remain a slave forever in a foreign land. And there's no way you will be able to sing the Lord's song in a strange land. Nowhere like home. See how we suffer as slaves here in a country that what we have is much better than whatever they can boast of. Their desire is to have everything we have, including our skin. Including our skin. They desire so much. And yet they pretend like they hate us, but they want to be like us. My boss just came back a few days ago from a holiday. When he came, he used his body. He come close to me. He said, look at me. I am almost becoming like you. Look at me. I am almost like you. He was so happy. I want to be like you. Because you are the original. You are the best. How will you succeed if you continue to break yourselves into pieces, fight yourselves, want to destroy yourselves? They give you money, you want to sell your country? They give you opportunity because we believe that you have the same passion. Register this thing. And you go with your ulterior motive. And you do it, and now you are bragging. I have the power. God of mercy, you are too merciful. Well, let's listen to what you have to say, and then
that became the fuel of our own independence.
But
the point I was trying to make, I lost my line of thought. You know, they meet together, and then when they go back to their countries, you know what happens? They just become enemies. He said, are we friends at war and enemies at the peace? The time when you are supposed to be at peace, and begin to plan how you will work together. You go to your countries, and then some foreign influence comes around, and those that were determined for their freedom before, all of a sudden they begin to sing a different song. A different song. Repeat that line of word again, please.
They become enemies of each other. So are we only Tanzania becomes a home base for all of them? ANC, SWAPO, ZANU-PF, Frelimo, all of them. They were in the same camp. They all were agreeing as comrades, let's go back and liberate our countries. But immediately all of them go back to their countries. They've become enemies of each other. So are we only friends at war and we're enemies at peace? And if we can fail, therefore, as African governments in this deja vu of what we lost, over and above the culture that Chinua Achebe can echo, now we're talking about the loss of even the unity. That became the fuel of our own independence.
But King, you know, let's trace it. In 1963, in Addis Ababa, the question of undoing Berlin was a live issue. And if you look at the early debates, there are those who said, let us undo the boundaries. And then it was examined, and they argued that if we started undoing the boundaries, there would be great conflict because the neo-colonizer is still with us. The same was revisited in Cairo in 1964, hosted by Gamal Abdel Nasser. And the key voices at that time were Nyerere and Nkrumah. Nkrumah believed that these boundaries were temporary because Africa was going to unite anyway. So his argument was, well, these are only going to be boundaries for purposes of administration, and the doctrine of inviolability of inherited boundaries was then drilled down. Little did he know that these were the things that were going to be gridlock and paddocks that would hold us together. So in 1965, when he convenes a meeting in Accra, he himself takes the view, and Nyerere speaks about it on 6th of March 1997. He says that they thought that they would come out of that meeting saying there is a United States of Africa. But the neo-colonizer was thinking differently, and a year later Nkrumah is overthrown. But Nkrumah said something that answers your question. He said that it will be easy to do away with the colonizer as the political leader. We may even solve our economic problem, but there is something that happened to our minds. and that is going to take a little longer to deal with. And he was echoing a statement that had been made in 1933 by an African-American, Carter G. Woodson, the miseducation of the Negro.
African.
And Ngugi wa Thiong'o later writes about it in terms of decolonizing the mind. And I
Brilliant book, by the way.
Yes, indeed.
And I think while you're on that,
Yes,
it should be illegal for anyone who wants to start talking Pan-Africanism, for example, who has not gone through 2 or 3 of those books that you have mentioned. How the African,
how Europe
civilized the world. There's one also how the African civilized Europe and how Europe, uncivilized Africa, so to speak. And the Chinua Achebe, great work, Things Fall Apart, and Decolonization of the Mind by Ngugi, and Steve Biko also, I Write What I Like.
I think, yes.
And I think if you can put a nice little catalog.
And Antachek Diop.
Yes, and yeah, of course.
Antachek Diop. Really, those must be compulsory readings.
And
to remove, there is also, and there is no harm in that, but there is too much romanticization of Pan-Africanism without looking at the practical Pan-Africanism.
Obligation, yeah.
So I think what those books do is to drill down. There is another one that I would want to put on the list. This is Adekeye Adebajo, Africa After the Cold War, The Curse of Berlin.
But for the lighter readers, of
Yes.
course, The Economic Hitman.
Yes.
Then you begin to have a peep.
Wow. This is awesome. Honestly, I don't know what else to add to this, but there are more videos I would have loved to play. Maybe in the afternoon I'll play more. So sometimes I'll have to be visiting some of these insightful, interactions that will wake up your subconscious to know that, look, you should be original. Forget about what you were forced to become, because they actually reduced you to, begging, or they reduced you from what you were originally created to be. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu woke us all up, and together with our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, they want to make Biafra land, a modern nation, a construction site. It is not anything bad. It is not, they didn't ask for anything bad. It is something that you have done in Europe, you have done in all over the world. Why are you supporting their continuous detention and suffocation? Let them go and let us have our freedom. I rest my case here until I'm back again.